So excited and honored to be talking to you today. Tell us where you are coming from. What a beautiful background.
I am in Beaufort, Georgia at Lake Lanier, right at the entrance going on to Lake Lanier Islands.
Wow, wow. When you first popped up on screen, I thought, wow, what a beautiful virtual background, but that's the real deal.
That is the real thing, yes. And
Well, you look
and it's warming up
absolutely
quickly
beautiful.
already.
Well, it's gonna get nice and toasty, so we'll
Yes.
we'll make sure that we, take good care of you. Well, Aubrey, I am so excited and honored that you have just joined our awesome team here at eXp Realty. Aubrey, tell everybody a little bit about your background, what you did before real estate, how you ended up in real estate. Give us kind of the Reader's Digest version.
Okay, Tracy. Well, I've been licensed for almost 15 years.
Wow.
Um, my mom was a realtor. She retired from being in real estate. My sister is currently a realtor as well. So it's
Mhm.
kind of in the blood. But I started
Uh-huh.
off working in a real estate office, just doing the transaction coordination,
Mhm.
processing everything. And I was like, wait a minute, these people, look like they're having a lot of fun, and I just kind of got the hang of everything and I really enjoyed it. So I got my
Mhm.
license,
Mhm.
um, and it left me with the flexibility to still be an active mom.
Mm.
And so I've just been a realtor for all these years, but I've been solo. So I can do the transactions, contract to close, and everything. I
Mhm.
enjoy all the aspects of it.
Uh-huh.
So it's really been great. I'm really excited about the move to EXP.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited as well, and what a great background, you have. And you're right. As a young woman doing transaction coordinating, when you start to see the size of these realtors' checks, it gets
Right,
people's attention, right?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was just rewatching this morning the Cartman video. If you Google or if you go to YouTube and you type in South Park Cartman Realtor, there's a
okay.
story where Cartman decides to become a realtor because it's so
Oh, I
easy.
haven't seen that one. Okay.
It's a little dose of reality. So yeah,
Oh
it's
gosh.
definitely one of the things. Yeah. So you just what yesterday or the day before made the
Yeah,
jump over to eXp Realty.
I
Yeah.
did.
So a big life-changing move, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Along with the
Mhm,
move, there's a lot of things you have to get transferred over and get made. So, that's kind of where I'm at now is just getting
mhm.
everything um, switched over, marketing wise and all that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and we, at least with our team, we do a really good job of helping with that because we do have a, professional onboarding concierge that
Yes,
is his full-time job, Mr. Chester Bob McGee, who is the absolute best in the business as far as I'm concerned at that, and takes really good care of our agents through every step of that process, so that
I
helps.
I do agree. They have been on it from the minute that I finished putting everything into the computer
Mm,
and sending me stuff and keeping me updated.
mm,
Step by step, what's going on. There's a
mhm.
lot of people that have their hands in it, so things are
Yeah.
moving quickly, and that's very exciting.
Yeah, I know, pretty cool, right?
It is. It is.
Excuse me, got a little frog in my throat. No, you're exactly right, and, making the transition over to EXP, one of the big things that we hear from people is that it's just kind of a little bit overwhelming because we have so many more tools than they're accustomed to. So they're getting all
Right.
these emails and these logins and yeah, oh my gosh. And for some agents that can be a little unnerving, but for a lot of agents, it's exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for
Absolutely.
that. Okay, yeah, I'm looking for a big change. I mean, if you're going to change real estate companies, then it better be a quantum leap forward. Don't you agree?
Most definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
every real estate company, whenever a successful real estate agent that's been in the industry for a long time, you've gotten recruited by every major company out there. I know
Right.
everybody has been clamoring to bring you into their organization, into their fold, with good reason. What put EXP above everybody else in your search?
Well, I have to say that I reached out on an ad, and you sent me a video, and I have never been so pumped up about a real estate video about EXP than I have with yours. When I
Mhm.
saw it, it was a Friday afternoon,
Uh-huh.
and I can't even explain to you how excited it made me, and it just gave me this urge to get back into it 110%. And I sent you a text message, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is just what I'm looking for. You have the energy and the passion." And,
Oh,
so I that sent me looking on YouTube for more videos,
huh?
on Facebook looking at things, and it just everything just kind of unfolded, and then talking to you and talking to other people on the team just really was like, this is where I need to be. This is what I need to really dig into. All the
Mhm.
tools that y'all have, um,
Yeah.
are things that you have to pay for at other brokerages. And it's
Mhm.
nice that EXP has all those things at your fingertips and helps you get set up with that
Yeah.
for success from the very beginning.
Mhm. Boy, true words have never been spoken. And the ad that I actually ran, of course, was for a team leader as part of the team within eXp Realty called the Premier Group. And you are, of course, interviewing for the team leader position there in the Georgia area. Tell
Right.
everybody exactly what you're looking for in potential team members. What would make a good team member for working with you and me and the Premier Group?
You definitely have to be hungry for it.
Mm,
You have to want it. I think also being coachable
mm,
and being open to learning new
mm,
ways, because
mhm.
in this market things are constantly changing. The innovations in the real
Yeah.
estate industry change almost daily. So there's a lot
Mhm.
to keep up with. So you have to have people that are eager, that are hungry, that want to do it, that aren't just going to sit back and wait for the business to come to them. You literally have to go get it.
Mhm. You know, Aubrey, you speak the truth. I've been recruiting real estate agents since Clinton was in office. So I've been around the block even longer than you, not by much, but a little bit. And actually, that's not true, quite a bit longer. And you know, it looks so easy on HGTV. It
Right.
really does. But our industry is not for the faint of heart.
No,
And
it's
for
not.
every no, and you've seen it. You've been in the industry long enough to know
Right.
it. You know, for every 3 realtors that get their license, only one renews after the first year.
Hmm.
And the reason for that, I believe, is very simple. It's because real estate agents get into the business and they don't have a coach and a running buddy to hold their hand.
Right.
And when I was introduced to the Premier Group by my good friend Tony Camilleri, I actually cried because I understood that the Premier Group has really cracked the code on helping agents get up and running, you know,
Right.
and
I
because of
agree.
the lead generation systems that they have, and every single agent gets a coach, and you've got somebody that really is there to help you build your book of business. And it's the reason that people like me and you that have been in the industry forever and have run big teams are
Right.
jumping on board with the Premier team because, oh my gosh, it just provides a better opportunity for other real estate agents, right?
I agree 110%.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're interested in learning more about that, if you're in anywhere in the great state of Georgia, feel free to reach out to Aubrey. If you're in any other state, give me a buzz and I'll connect you to the right person. So, but yeah, you're right. The opportunities that we have with EXP are vastly different than any other real estate company. When I joined EXP, I was able to shave $2,400 a month off of my overhead because of the stuff that EXP gives us for
Right.
free that I was paying for, like KV Core, which was
Yep.
$1,000 up front and $499 a month. With the XP,
Hmm.
it's free. So, with the $16,000 cap, and I was a mega producing agent, I saved more money than my entire cap with the XP just on the additional stuff. Plus, of course, I was able to work less and have a higher, much better quality of life because of the
Right.
tools that EXP provides us too.
Right.
Yeah.
Which allows you to leverage out different things for you to be able to join, or to
Mhm.
enjoy what life has. Traveling like you do, being on the lake, and different
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah. Aubrey, you're so right. In most real estate agents, they either have time or they have money. it's very
Right.
unusual to have both. When
Yeah, I
I was
agree.
in
Yes.
yeah. When I was actively selling, I was very, very successful. I was top luxury listing agent for my KW office, and I had the number one real estate team in my city, regardless of company affiliation, for many years. But the more sales I did, and the bigger my team got, the bigger my hamster wheel got.
Right.
But my goodness, the smaller my bank account was. It was
Mhm.
like I could never crack the code of how to make
Have that balance.
more. Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's one of the biggest things that EXP really teaches us agents is that, I talk to agents all the time. Well, what's your number one goal? Oh, well, I want to make more money in real estate. Oh, so do you want to work more? Well, yeah, I guess. No, you really, you
No,
really
you don't.
don't.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I was doing a wonderful interview yesterday with Denise and Jamie Fernandez, and Jamie has this quote that I've never heard before, but I'm gonna adopt it, and it's don't work harder, work higher. And I thought that was so incredibly
Right.
powerful, and that really is what EXP allows real estate agents to do, is to just work at a higher level of thinking. And that, of course, all comes from our visionary founder, Glenn Sanford, who is always looking at the real estate industry and okay, how can we leverage technology differently? How can we leverage what we're already building to make it more elegant and more seamless? So anyway, I get so excited talking about our company. Yeah, very cool. Well, Aubrey, what do you see as the biggest reason that so many real estate agents are leaving the old-fashioned model that you and I both came from and jumping on board with the XP? What are some of the reasons that agents are making this switch, do you think?
Well, EXP is changing with the times.
Mm,
A lot of brokerages aren't. They're like, why fix something that's not broken? But you can't be stuck in that. A lot
mhm,
of people are going to apps and being able to do everything paperless and everything
mhm,
electronically, being able to sign everything.
mhm,
I think that's one thing, is that you have to be willing to change and willing to adapt to the times. If you don't
mhm,
adapt to the times, you're kind of stuck um, in the back. It's something that I see with EXP a lot when they kind of try um, to explain that. They talk about, some of us remember Blockbuster,
yeah, of
and
course.
now it's Netflix and
Uh,
Hulu and all these other ones. So you have to adapt, and you just have to change.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's the truth of the matter is, if you don't adapt, you're going to be out of business. You
Right,
know, I mean, I see experienced agents get their clocks cleaned by 20 somethings that have flashy Instagram accounts that know nothing about real estate or the community that they live
right,
in or anything else, but people are attracted to that with good reason. I mean, there's
well,
no doubt about it
yeah,
that there's a
those
reason,
people have to have homes too. So,
right?
and it's amazing looking at, the different Instagrams and TikTok pages. And you
Mhm,
have to adapt to those times because, leads are coming from there. And you have to be very open to all of the things, even if it's not something you really like to do.
mhm.
That's where your clientele might be. So you need to adapt to that.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree 100%. And as we go into this shifting market, it becomes even more important to be very agile
Right,
and really be looking at, okay, what is my business going to look like 3 months from now, 6 months from now, following what's going on in the financial industry and really being on top of all of that and being prepared. And for a lot of agents, they think, well, this is a time to do less, right? Well, in my humble opinion, this is the best time to do more, you
right,
know? And I the more agents that get out of the business, I think the better that is for the agents that are seasoned and know what they're doing. It's just a
right.
very, very powerful advantage that we all have with the XP.
Yeah, I mean, what you're putting into it now is what's going to show up, in
Mhm.
3 months.
Right.
Um, typically is what they say. So,
Mhm. Yeah, so, what do you want your Christmas to look like? You know?
Right. Right.
Now's the time to
Looking at
decide.
Christmas, but I mean, you also have to think about your January and February
Right.
where, the market is typically slower. And then with this
Mhm,
shifting market, you really have to be able to adjust and twist and turn, at the drop of a hat. So
mhm,
you need to start working with those things now
mhm.
and getting
Oh,
adjusted.
100%. You are speaking my language, my dear. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about our partnership. I really
I am
am.
as
I
well.
think it's yeah, I think it's gonna be powerful, and we're gonna help so many real estate agents get truly and truly financially free, and which is ultimately the name of the game, right?
It is. It is.
What do you say to an agent that is comfortable enough where they are, but understands um, that the world is changing, but they're afraid to even start the due diligence process? What do you say to those agents that are maybe just kind of on the edge of making a decision?
Um, they definitely need to take the time to do the due diligence. I was just amazed once I started really looking into it and doing my due diligence and watching videos. It was just,
Mhm,
I had no idea. I mean, I had always heard of EXP, but really didn't know anything. So once I really started digging in and looking at it, I was amazed, talking to people and reading about different things. It was great. It was great. But
mhm,
I definitely think being able to have somebody like yourself, myself, for anybody that's new coming in, to be able to
mhm,
talk to them about it and just kind of be a sounding board. Let me know what's holding you back. What is your big why? Why would you
mhm,
want to move? And really digging into that
mhm,
and trying to get them to realize on their own that they need to at least try and look into EXP.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
But
Yeah,
I
it
think
it
if
really
you can
is.
really make them realize what their big why is, I think is a huge
Mhm,
thing.
mhm. Aubrey, I say all the time, I think that there's two kinds of people that haven't joined EXP, okay? Only 2. Number 1, the people that have never heard of it, and believe it
Mhm.
or not, I still have conversations with people "Yeah, I've kinda heard of it, but I don't really know," in some markets, it's so saturated, like, I'm from San Antonio, and it's one of the I think it's the 2nd largest real estate company in the city of San Antonio, so every agent knows about EXP. They think we've been around forever, you know? And but I launched it, I was part of the
Right.
original 5. So I remember when it was like, "EX what? Oh, Exit Realty? No, no. ESP Realty? No." So I remember those days. But now, of course, that's changed. So you've got the agents that still haven't heard about it, and then
Right.
you have the agents that haven't slowed down long enough to see it.
Right.
And that's really different because hearing what your broker says about EXP, hearing what the competition says about EXP is radically different than slowing down and making your own decisions and looking at the value proposition. I
Right.
believe it's financially irresponsible to be with any other real estate company out there. And we can actually run your numbers and say, listen, if you had been with EXP the past 12 months, the past 24 months, and you had done the exact same production that you did the last 2 years,
Yep.
this is how much more money you would have in your stock portfolio. This is how much
Right.
money you would have in your bank account. And people say, well, EXP is a recruiting company. Well, every company rises and falls on the quality of their
Right.
recruits.
Absolutely.
What a silly thing to say. But the truth of the matter is, a small percentage of EXP agents actually recruit. Most people that join our life-changing company do it simply because they're going to make more money in their traditional real estate business.
Right.
And they're going to develop an exit strategy through our multiple streams of income. And when you start slowing agents down enough to actually take a look at it,
Right. Putting it
you
on
know,
paper and actually making a visualization is huge.
mhm,
A lot of people need to actually see it on paper, see that black and white.
mhm, mhm,
And I mean, that's game changing once they
mhm,
see it
mhm.
and with
Well,
their numbers.
right. Right, and you can't unsee it. I
No.
mean, once you've seen EXP, you can't turn a blind eye to it.
Right.
When I was first approached about EXP, I was so exhausted. I was very, very successful in my real estate business, and I was working every hour of the day. And the idea of, joining, for all intents and purposes, startup company. I was
Mhm.
agent number 731. I mean, we were in our infancy. We're adding more agents than that every month,
Right.
Um, but but um, but when I finally slowed down and looked at the compensation model, I cried because I knew that what I wanted didn't matter. That EXP was going to grow with or without me, and I could either be on the front end or on the back end.
Right.
And I experienced that back in the 2000s. I owned 5 Century 21 offices, 5. My overhead was $75,000 a month
Woo.
before I earned a single dime, right, and that was back in 2000, 2003, 2004,
Right.
2005, when that was a lot of money, right? And then, I sold my company 6 weeks before the market crashed by the grace of God, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I saw everybody else's real estate businesses burn to the ground, and I had money in the bank. And
Right.
one of my very good friends owned the number one Century 21 office in the world. But it was in Las Vegas, and we know they were one of the first to get hit, back in
Mhm.
2007, 8, and 9. And his company, didn't survive.
Right.
And you got bright and talented and industrious people running real estate companies, and right now, we're seeing very similar things to what we saw in 2007, 2008. And a lot of real estate companies are having to take a hard look at, can I survive a downturn?
Right.
And do I want to? You know? I mean, I've had zillions of conversations with people that own real estate companies, and if you're in a franchise, that's a whole different story because you got a franchise agreement that guess what, you get to uphold that no matter what.
Right.
So, if you own a franchise, reach out to me 6 months before your franchise expires during your free look period. But if you own an independent real estate company, I can run the numbers for you and say, if the past 2 years, if your agents had been with EXP, this is how much money your agents would have made, and this is
Right.
how much more money you would have made. And then I hear things like, well, yeah, but I've got office space. Well, how much longer can you afford to continue to pay the office space?
Exactly.
Well, but I've got staff. Well, EXP is always hiring staff. Maybe your staff can join EXP and make even more money and have better benefits. I mean, with every objection that's out there, I can overcome pretty much all of them, except of course the franchise agreement, because I know what it was like to sign those.
Right.
Um, but I've even had conversations with agents, and there are brokers, and they're like, well, but I can't default on my lease. I can't default on my lease on my office space. And I say, can I ask you a really personal question that you don't have to answer? Is it really going to hurt your credit that bad?
Right.
Because the reason they're called brokers is because most brokers are broker than the real estate agents. So
Exactly.
as a result of that, for the past 2 to 3 years, a lot of people have been making payments on office spaces where they were legally forbidden from even going in. I mean,
Right.
you look at
Through
the
COVID.
shift in the
Right.
right. And I think that was another big thing. Glenn Sanford, my goodness, he built this company for what we've just come through. The idea that you can run a brokerage and the whole world can literally be shut down, but as long as people have an internet connection. I mean, we
Yep.
didn't have a single employee that missed a day of work because our office was closed. Because our office is anywhere you've got an internet connection. It just
Exactly.
changes everything. But I
It
look at
does.
how yeah, I look at how vastly further along from a technological standpoint we were compared to our really bright and really successful colleagues with other companies who are still trying to figure out how to use Zoom,
Yeah.
who haven't done these kind of Facebook lives like you and I are
Right.
doing that just don't have the background. And it just makes me very grateful that Glenn apparently has a crystal ball that he's been using very strategically. So
Right. And that's part of those
yeah.
adapting time is, sometimes a client would want to see, you know, who's sending them a message about, "Hey, I'm a realtor, let me help you." There have
Mhm.
been many of times that I've just snapped a quick little video and have
Yep.
text that to them, and they
Mhm.
immediately call me back and they're like, wow, I had so many people call me,
Yeah.
or send me a text message, but I got to put a face with a name right away. And things like
Mm.
that are huge
Mhm. And free.
and free. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Right.
the most we live in marvelous times, I say all the
Yes.
time, you know? Yeah, yeah.
But like you said,
Well,
if there's internet, you got it.
that's exactly right, and we're all so incredibly blessed, you know, and the great thing about EXP is that we have so many live events as well, you know,
Right.
so it's really the perfect hybrid for agents that want to be as productive as humanly possible, but still want that love and connection and social interaction, so
Right. And but have the flexibility
mm,
also. So it's great all the way
mhm,
around.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, speaking of that, I'm gonna be speaking in beautiful Orlando, a week
Well,
from tomorrow, Thursday? Yeah,
yep.
Thursday, October 27th. What day
Not
is that?
October, September, right? September.
September. September. Boy, it's been a long day.
I
Yeah,
was like, whoa,
September
don't mess me
29th.
up a month already.
I'm already getting my Halloween stuff out, so you'll have to forgive
Oh
me.
yeah.
Yeah, September 29th. So anybody that's in the Orlando metro area, you can go to www.agentsgetyourshiftogether.com, and there's tickets. There's a few tickets left. They're only $99. It is a community-wide event. Real estate agents will be talking very simply about how to increase your production, how to make more money, how to keep more money. And I'll be doing a special segment on mindset, talking about millionaire mindset for real estate wealth. So my book you can find on Amazon. I sell it as cheaply as Amazon will let me sell it for. So it's definitely not a profit center for me. But I do want to put in that shameless plug as well. And you know, Aubrey, what last comments do you want to? What words of encouragement do you want to give to real estate agents that are considering a change, but are just afraid to take that next leap? What advice and what words of wisdom would you give those agents?
I would definitely say to reach out. It doesn't hurt anything or anybody to just ask questions. They
Mm,
can reach you. They can reach me. There are,
mm,
are tons of people within EXP that would be happy to just talk to them and answer any questions.
mhm,
Google is a great friend. Google it and
mhm.
see what you can come up with. There's tons of videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
Um, and the transition's not hard,
right.
because of the fantastic onboarding team. It has been seamless. It's been great.
Mhm.
Everything's been very prompt. I haven't had to call or email anybody and say, hey, where's this or where's that, because it's already been done.
Don't you love it? We are
It's been
definitely a
great.
well-oiled machine right now.
I do
We
agree. I do agree.
and you can get a ton more information at explodeyourcareer.com. Lots of great videos there that'll walk you through more about what we're doing with the XP. Whether you're a real estate agent looking to build your business, a successful team, somebody that runs a successful team that's looking for that exit strategy,
Right.
or a real estate broker looking for an elegant solution and a very profitable solution to folding your company into the fastest growing real estate company in US history. Aubrey and I are here to help you every single step of the way. So,
Most definitely.
yeah. Well, Miss
Well,
Aubrey, thanks for sharing this beautiful
oh,
scenery with us today. I'm
absolutely. Thank you,
excited.
Tracy.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And realtors get free with the XP. Thanks for being here today.